Hey everyone. So I didn't do a vlog last week. The main reason was because, well, I would have had to start it on a Wednesday, but on Thursday I was very busy because a customers want me to work on a couple of his computers, and let's just say there ended up being more problems than there were supposed to be. But I mean, I ended up throwing it in there for free and giving him the hardware and just fixing everything anyways. But on the previous weekend, because today is Monday, but this might get uploaded by Tuesday. But on a few days ago, the previous weekend, I spent a lot of my time doing kind of stuff that's a waste of time for most people, but cleaning up junk and just maintaining my computer because, just doing gameplay recordings every now and then fills up my hard drive real quick, especially when I record with things like Fraps because, yeah, that thing eats up so quickly. It didn't take very long for it to take up a 1.5 terabyte, which is like 1,500 gigabytes of space. It didn't take it very long to freaking eat that all up. But, just mainly did that, clean things up a bit, and I'm hoping to clean up my room because on my gaming channel I'm going to be doing a gaming setup video very soon, and hopefully things will be better. Now, I guess you could say things have been quite a bit complicated and different lately. Not too long ago, I don't know how to explain it. I'm sure everyone has had one of these moments or something happen, but I had one of those days last week where I just broke into pieces, and I don't know why. It's because it was something, that was bad, but it wasn't that bad, but just I ended up breaking into pieces, and I wrote some bad things on Facebook, and I'm one of those people that holds things in, and I do a great job of not putting out any anger, or sadness, or depression, or just anything negative in any way, but, just, I don't know, I felt like it was just my kryptonite, I'm sure everyone has their weekend, or weaknesses, and I was having a good day, actually, and I guess you could say just something happened, like it was my kryptonite and just shattered me, and I ended up writing some stuff, and I actually got some good responses by some people that I haven't even talked to for a very long time, and I will say that they're both female, and one of them I mainly know her because she was someone that I knew when I was a lot younger. I was a real idiot when I was younger, and she was a really nice person. She meant well, and just, I don't know, there was a little bit of jealousy just because I guess you could say she came from a richer family, and there were some things including, like, I don't know, just the thought of that kind of stuff just upset me. Also because I guess you could say my mom and dad both had pretty much for a lot of friends when we went to their houses and stuff to see their kids, and they were all rich. And, it was just mainly that and just things irritated me. And she didn't protect or even tell the teacher or tell the truth when I got bullied a lot. And I'm not going to try to go too much into that. I'll save that for another video. But when I got bullied and just things happened, she would always side on them just because they were so cute and that kind of stuff. Or she wouldn't even say anything at all. And, I got in trouble a lot for things. And anyways, she reached out to me. And she was actually being very nice. And I haven't spoken to her in many years. Like, no joke. Now, I did kind of know her when I was a freshman in my first half of the year, but I guess you could say things were better than elementary school, but I don't know, I was still developing and, just changing as a person in general, because I'm sure most of you, especially if you're in high school, you will change a lot. And if you take a lot of pictures of just certain years, it's like there's different forms of yourself. Unless you stay on the same path the whole time, then that could be a good thing, and sometimes a bad thing, but usually a good thing. That's actually a surprise. But, yeah, and she said some really nice things. It was nice to hear her actually say something after all these years, and I was surprised to see that it took something like this to get her attention, but that's also a good thing, because I know that she's actually, she means well, and she, I guess you could say she came out as a friend, and says she'll always be there for me, and, it kind of made me happy, and it helped me feel a lot better. And there's this other girl, and she sent me a message, and she was this, I don't explain, she was one of these girls that just really, like, she's always been a good person, she's always meant well, she's like one of those people that I can almost see, I'm not sure that sounds weird, but I can almost see in her being very similar to my mother as far as the qualities of being a bit of a workaholic and always worrying about other people more than yourself, and just being nice to everybody, and just, always mind your own business, but not minding out helping other people, and just, doing everything that needs to be done with no complaints, and just always willing to help, and just really nice, generous person. and it's kind of weird because I've had a few times because she's had a slightly bad day, and I don't know, she always shows up. It's like guardian angel or something, but she ended up talking to me, and that was really nice too. And I guess you could say I just had one of those moments that made me realize I still do got some really good friends and people that could be there for me. And I'm sure you've had times like that. No, I'm not saying I'm not self-reliant or anything like that, but I guess you could say when we're in our most weakest states, and just worst moments, kind of like it was, my kryptonite just struck me and destroyed me to pieces. It's really nice to have people there for you, and it really helps you get back up, and it really gives you a reason to just keep on going. And it was really nice, and it was, I guess you could say, kind of a wake-up call in a way, just reminding me that, I still, even though I don't talk to some people very much, they'll always be there, and that is really nice. Now, this next thing is one of those things that you probably hear about a lot, and it's one of those things that just depends on the way you think about it, but I'm sure you hear about all the time, especially throughout the years. People, in certain states, there's a hurricane and all these houses and neighborhoods and everything's get destroyed, and just everyone's houses gets destroyed, floodings and the thing in the Japan, and just a lot of stuff. And I've always been a positive person on this kind of stuff, like trying to look at things a good way, because I guess you could say I'm not one of those people that looks at things, just as simple as, bold words, or just, that simple. I try to look at things around it, look things behind it, what it could be seen as a good thing, because, I think that, anything can be seen as a good thing if you look at it in the right way. And that actually does help in this situation, but when it comes, I guess you could say, hits home and just gets close, it really just makes it much harder on you, and all you have to do is just keep on going forward, because it's not, the best thing, just let it get you down, but also at least know your weaknesses and know the reality of things, or remember things, and that is that, I was watching the news today, and every single time I saw the TV was on, it's just the entire day, and some of yesterday, was all day news about recent tornadoes here in Oklahoma. In case you don't know where I am, I wasn't planning to tell you guys, but kind of have to in this situation. But there's the weather isn't the best here, but it's not the worst either, and we got the best one of the best weather systems in the nation, and news stations that do the best jobs of notifying us up ahead of time and everything, and just a lot of things really smart that they thought up ahead of time that really proved to be useful. But when it gets really close, it's really bad. And I guess you could say it didn't just strike one area, it struck multiple areas, and it was just quite a lot of damage, pretty bad. And it did strike a school, and there was 50 people in there, and there's probably some kids that probably dead. They're trying to find people, and just, it's really bad. There hasn't been too many deaths. It's not the worst thing. It's still not good hearing about anybody dying, but, it's not the worst. And it's certainly not the best, gives you a good reason to, be positive and feel good when actually there is no deaths. So, but today was, like I said, multiple areas, and some of them, it seems like all of them were in areas that were within certain parts of my life. Like the place that I moved from before I moved to here, very close to there. It probably did do some small amount of damage around there. But, like I said, very close to there. A lot of people did get hurt, and there were some stores that I saw in there that I remembered that did get pretty destroyed, and there were some schools by there too. And one of my... I don't know what to say. I guess you could say one of my friends, or just someone that I've known for a very long time, that's friends with one of my family members, and I've known her for very many years, and there was a couple of places right by her house that got just knocked out and destroyed and everything. And also another area hit by where I used to live when I was much, much younger, and that girl I was talking about earlier, I knew her when I was in elementary school. It was right by her. I mean, she even took a picture on Facebook, and it was, she was able to take a picture of the tornado, and it wasn't just like a zoomed out, but it was like a good amount of detail. And, was just by taking a picture out through her from her front door or something, and just it's pretty close and it's pretty bad, and just a lot of damage and a lot of bad things happen. Now, I'm not trying to make you guys depressed or anything, but I guess you could say one of the things is that, no matter how much you think, oh, it's never going to happen here, or, just anything like that, it could happen. And we must remember that we're all human. This could happen anytime. Anything could happen anytime. But especially with the crazy weather that's happened within the last, 10 years, it seems, it could happen anytime. It could seem to be a simple day, but then the weather gets crazy and just knock it away. And, and I think that in a way, at least to me, has always given me a reason to be very thankful and happy with what I got right now, and give me every single reason to enjoy it and be happy with what I got. Because there's a lot of people that don't have as much as we do. A lot of things got taken away from them, and it's the weather, and it's not like a person that you could just go after or make them get in trouble for it or anything like that. And it's just really bad, and I always try to look at things from a positive aspect, and there were some good things that showed up last week, and this is just one of those things that really puts you down, but also reminds you that it could happen any second, so be happy with what you got. And remember, we're all human, and as much as you want to deny that, I know when you're a teenager, sometimes you think crazy things, but, just in general, be happy with what you got, and, be happy to be alive and be able to live more, because, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I will say that I've had my fair share of near-death experiences, and every time just looking back always gives me every single reason to be extremely thankful for being alive, and also look that as a way to give me a reason to keep on going forward and keep on living and just keep on trying, because it's like giving a second chance. Don't waste it. If you get given a second chance, don't waste it. And that goes along with a lot of things, including a job. If your boss gives you a second chance, don't waste it. Give them a reason to be happy that they rehired you or didn't let you go. So, not all my videos are going to be like this. Definitely going to be a lot more positive ones, and that's why I kind of in the beginning of this video try to put things, talking about my recent, why I didn't do videos last week and what happened on the weekend and everything, and just keep you guys up to date with what's going on. But every now and then I'm going to have to kind of open up just because, I feel it needs to be said out there, and I guess you could say I've done a good job of holding things in, but some things need to be said, and, just need to be let go, because why, I always like to tell people, why hide? Unless you actually do got something to hide. So, why not tell anybody? So, anyways, thanks for watching. And if you can, guys, just, post in the comments below, or post on my Facebook page, which, or profile, which will be in the link in the description below. And, just generally hope that things do get better, and that, remember that it could strike you. I'm not saying it is, but, even if you're, if you lived in my area and you were thinking that, oh, it's never going to happen here, it could happen. And when it strikes you, it's going to surprise you. And, just hope things do get better, and feel sorry for anyone that, gets hurt or dies or just loses everything that they had. But, everything has a positive aspect, no matter what, depending on the way that you look at it. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.